versus change.
To our respected professor and to you, my dear classmates, I am extending my warm welcome to all of you. Lend your ears as I will tackle a vibrant session in interesting facts about our curiosity between stability and change. The question of stability versus change in personality development concerns the broader issue of whether the developing person functions more like an open or closed system. A closed personality would one in which attributes stabilize quite early and persist through life in essentials their original forms. In an open system, all major personality trends would remain potentially changeable throughout life.
For example, this naturally introverted and quiet child remain that way for their entire life?
The stability versus change debate is one of the fundamental questions in developmental psychology, along with nature versus nurture.
But what is developmental psychology?
Developmental psychology is a scientific approach which aims to explain growth, change, and consistency throughout the lifespan. Developmental psychology looks at how thinking, feeling, and behavior change a person's life. This stability change debate describes the developmental psychology discussion about whether personality traits that are present in an individual at birth remain constant or change throughout the lifespan. The believers believe that personality will change through family interaction, school experiences, and adaptation to culture. Research on children often shows long-term stability, such as affection for the parents and personality. However, there is a evidence of the opposite view that change is possible or under appropriate conditions. Certain aspects of temperament, such as energy level and extroversion, seem to be relatively stable, but the social attitude is likely to change.
Certain aspects of temperament, such as energy level, man's age and status, and extroversion, seem to be relatively stable, but a social attitude is likely to change.
When, how, and why situations flow into one another is important for understanding dynamic personality processes. But the topic of situation change has traditionally been a thorny issue in personality or social psychology. Stability implies personality traits present during infancy endure throughout the lifespan. In contrast, change theorists argue that personalities are modified by interactions with family, experiences, and acculturation. The stability versus change deals with the issue of whether or not personality traits present during infancy endure throughout the lifespan. Studies of children have often revealed impressive stability over time in aspects of developmental, such as the attachment to their parents or in personality. However, there is evidence which suggests a contrary view. That change is both possible and indeed is likely under appropriate conditions. While the change theorists argue that personalities are modified by interactions with family and acculturation. A system can be stable on a small time scale, but on a larger time scale, and it may be seen to be changing. For example, when looking at a living organism over the course of an hour or a day, it may maintain stability over longer periods. The organism grows, ages, and eventually dies. Throughout my life, I was deeply suspicious of the obvious confrontation, the stability and change, freedom and discipline, stock and flow, nature and cultivation, and a choice between risk and safety. But I do believe that human life depends on stability. Without it, there is no structure, organization, or society. Without stability, confusion will surely occur. The word stability reminds me of a structure like a windy building. This one also made me think about perseverance. Stable things will almost resist change. And while personality traits are relatively stable over time, they can and often do gradually change across the lifespan. What's more, those changes are usually for the better.